Today, Western military experts grudgingly acknowledge that Russian troops still managed to break through the defensive line of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Avdiivka direction of the front. In particular, the famous German journalist and Russophobe, Julian Ropp, gritting his teeth, said that the Russians managed to break through the defensive line of the Ukrainian army to the west of Avdiivka.
We are talking about the Tonenkorlovka-Semenovka-Berdychi line.
According to him, even though the natural landscape and hills allowed the armed forces of Ukraine to defend themselves effectively in these settlements, Russian troops still managed to break through the defenses of the Ukrainian army. The German military commentator notes that the Ukrainian armed forces are still holding their positions in villages such as Berdychi and Semenovka. However, due to the enormous pressure of the Russian troops, the territories of these settlements are already partially controlled by the Russian army. Commenting on the successes of Russian troops in the Avdiivka direction of the front, many Western analytical centers stated that this was made possible since the Russian army has significantly increased the use of ground-based robotic systems and FPV attack drones. Indeed, over the past 30 days, dozens of cases of seizure of fortified areas of the armed forces of Ukraine by Russian ground-based robotic complexes, equipped with AGS-17 flame grenade launchers, have been recorded in the zone of a special military operation. Moreover, war correspondents admitted that it was thanks to combat robots that Russian troops managed to capture the northern part of the village of Berdychi, without losing a single soldier. By the way, military experts are already calling what is happening in the Avdiivka direction of the front the first battle of combat robots and drones in the history of mankind. Indeed, this is the first qualitatively documented case in the history of mankind, when enemy strongholds are captured by combat robots, while a real battle of FPV attack drones is unfolding in the sky. It is also worth noting the statements of numerous Ukrainian Telegram channels. In particular, they stated that the real Terminator wars are unfolding in the Avdiivka direction. Moreover, an associate research analyst with the Center for Naval Analyses International Affairs Group, Samuel Bendet, called on the leadership of NATO and the Pentagon to begin a close study of Russian combat robots and FPV attack drones, in order to develop effective tactics to counter these latest Russian fighting machines, which are already gaining invaluable experience in a real war zone. According to this military expert, armed hostilities in Ukraine have led to a boom in the development and production of unmanned aerial vehicles in Russia. These Russian drones are involved not only in military operations, but also in logistics, evacuation of soldiers, surveillance, intelligence, and reconnaissance operations. Moreover, even the so-called American experts from the Institute for the Study of War recognized the fact that the Russian army managed to capture new positions in Berdychi due to the advantage of ground-based robotic complexes and FPV attack drones. Against the background of these numerous successes of the Russian army on the battlefield, it is worth paying special attention to the latest Russian FPV attack drone, JOKER-10, which is already involved in the zone of a special military operation. According to military expert Viktor Litovkin, this latest FPV drone has no analogs in the world. Its characteristics are really impressive. The JOKER-10 can reach speeds of up to 200 km per hour, and carry ammunition weighing more than 5 kilograms. With full armament, the JOKER-10 can reach speeds of up to 100 km per hour. The main feature of this latest drone is that it can be in sleep mode in enemy territory for months, and turn on immediately as it receives a command from the operator. Moreover, this FPV drone does not have radio emission, and therefore, it cannot be detected by special means. The JOKER-10 is also equipped with a smart self-destruct system, which is why none of these drones ever fell into enemy hands. In fact, the JOKER-10 is a flying delayed action mine that is capable of destroying the enemy at the most appropriate moment. By the way, according to the main developer of this FPV drone and the chief director of the Center for Integrated Unmanned Solutions, Dmitry Kozyakin, the JOKER-10 has already gone down in history as the first drone that managed to capture an entire enemy company. This incident occurred in the Avdiivka direction of the front, during the storming of one of the strongholds of the armed forces of Ukraine. As it turned out, 60 Ukrainian soldiers and officers organized an effective circular defense in this fortified area, and waited for the attack of Russian paratroopers. Everything that was happening indicated that Russian troops would inevitably suffer heavy losses in manpower if they tried to attack this enemy fortified area.
However, to the great surprise of the enemy, instead of the Russian paratroopers, a swarm of new JOKER-10 FPV attack drones went into battle. As a result of this attack, enemy machine gun crews and dozens of ammunition crates were destroyed in a matter of seconds. The attack of the Russian drones was so swift and lightning fast that the Ukrainian soldiers could not even lift their heads out of the trenches. As a result, Ukrainian soldiers and officers were forced to put their hands up and surrender to Russian drones. Thus, the Russian troops, with the help of the latest FPV attack drone JOKER-10, managed to capture a strategically important enemy stronghold and an entire company of the enemy army, without any casualties.